Holy Family, Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. The Holy Family, not because they're perfect, but because they're faithful. Mary to a dream, a vision. Is this really what God's calling me to? And being able to say yes. Joseph, responding to a dream, to follow God's plan. And Jesus, his entire life staying connected to his Father. What is it that my dad is asking me to do? We too are called to be holy families, faithful families. And we celebrate this feast every year on the Sunday between Christmas and New Year. And I wonder, why do we choose that Sunday? And yet I realize it's because we're coming off of perhaps the most hectic time in family life. All that hustle and bustle, preparing for the holidays, the shopping, looking for the perfect gift, looking for what we want on our menus, the cooking, the preparing, the cleaning, the stressful moments, and yet all that energy and joy on Christmas morning when the kids tear through that wrapping paper of all those gifts from Santa, and the joy and the smiles and the giggles. And yet those holidays have bittersweet moments as well. For some of us, we celebrate the first Christmas after the loss of a loved one, and there's bittersweet memories. And for others, we look at the people we're celebrating with and we know that this might be the last year for these folks to celebrate with. And we go to all those holiday parties and we reach out to family members that perhaps we don't see on a regular basis. We come together and we share and we celebrate and we touch one another's lives. We reach out to those who have been estranged, or at least we remember those who aren't with us for whatever reason. We know our family members who struggle with depression and anxiety at the holidays, and we pull together to be there for one. So we come off of these holidays in some ways having experienced the full gamut of emotion, the full gamut of family interaction. And we realize that we came through it. We came through it because Jesus, because God is part of our family life. And we're reminded with the Holy Family that we too will come out on the other side, that God is faithful and that we too are called to be faithful. In fact, our reading today is when Joseph and Mary lose Jesus in the temple. We all connect with the anxiety and the stress and the fear that they had. And then when they find Jesus, the relief and the excitement. And yet, why did you do this? How could you do this to us? And that innocent 12-year-old look, why don't you know I'm supposed to be here? We all experience that. And this feast reminds us that holy does not mean perfect. Holy means faithful. Holy means being vulnerable. Holy means saying yes, and yes, and yes. And so we celebrate the Feast of the Holy Family, from my family to your family. Blessings.